What's up guys? Welcome to the Dirtbike Magazine YouTube channel. I'm Charles from MX Revival. I'm taking over today with this sweet 2002 CR250 build. I just finished up for an amazing customer. Wanted to share it with you, show you some of what happened here. If you guys saw the previous CR250 video, another 02 CR250, completely different look. So this might be a treat for you guys if you liked that first one. At any rate, it was a beautiful bike to begin with. Came in pretty much in pristine condition for its age. It didn't have a ton of extra hardship on this bike like we normally do, although it does still undergo all the same steps. Full framing, engine rebuild, hardware restoration via fresh zinc, etc. So all the same procedures still apply. When it came into the shop, he already had some really nice ARC controls, absolutely gorgeous, wire tied, very factory looking. His brakes needed love. They were really stained. The engine was really stained. The frame was really stained. He already had a 2016 CRF 450R front end on it. So bodywork, split clamps from X-Trig. He already had a brand new W wheel set with only one ride on his tires. He got lucky. If he had more than one ride on his tires, I would have swapped him out, but he got to save some money there. He had really nice Galfa rotors. We ended up swapping those out for some OEM Honda rotors. So if you guys have an old CR250, these are actually 2018 CRF rotors. So they look very HRC in some cases. You do need the modern front end probably if you're gonna do that swap, but just a little nugget for the CR lovers out there. Aside from that, he wanted his brakes to be shot in a half gloss, half matte. So we did a little mix up with Dean over at Fast Blast and Coat. Did all the masters and calibers in a flat black. We did all the lids and hangers in a gloss black. Once the bike was all torn apart, one of the first things we do is send out suspension, because suspension and hardware refinishing usually have the longest lead time. So as far as a build flow goes, all the suspension went out to Ride JBI in Marietta first. He went ahead and completed this bike's suspension with his Fushima, which is a Kashima color on the outer tubes, DLC on the shock lower, fork lowers, black fork lugs. The shock was done in Cerakote. Actually found out also for you Honda guys, if you have one of these old shocks and you have that nasty worn out anodizing on your compression adjuster in your shock, this is actually shared with the current CRF 450X, the one they still make, or that you can still get that compression adjuster for. So little things like that when you're doing a build that you want to replace, you end up with all this beautiful stuff and then this ugly ass compression adjuster. So that's something you guys can do. All the bodywork is brand new. DeCal Works helps out tremendously with plastics, graphics, the seat cover with the little Honda logos on it, the matched stand, the flip stand from Polysport, got the decals on it, got some of Corey's insignia on it, make the bike more personal. Thankfully his seat was nice and hard, wasn't sacked out, so nothing I hate more than a squishy seat. We were able to reuse that. Holding this entire bike together, aside from the refinished fresh zinc on the swing arm main pin, linkage bolts, engine hangers, axles, etc., we got a lot of our hardware from Bolt Motorcycle Hardware. They make a two-stroke specific Pro Pack for the Honda CR250, which has everything. It's got all the pinch bolts, the fork lugs, he's got the handlebar mount bolts, it's got fasteners to mount your master cylinders to the frame and the bar. It's got all the little cup washers and screws to hold the chain slider on the swing arm. You got chain adjusters in it. Very comprehensive. One of my favorite things that I say over and over, it even comes with a little pipe joiner that goes between your expansion chamber and your silencer. So really cool. You can spend 40 bucks on that from Honda or get the whole bolt kit for 80 to 100 bucks from Dave over at Bolt. So a great addition to any bike build. It doesn't matter what it is or how far you're going to take it. Now, as we make our way down to the engine, it's really cool that Corey actually had a set of OEM radiators laying around. I was able to send those to Brett at ICW, and Brett can do a bunch of crazy stuff. He can do gusseting, seam welding, bracing, make them look like absolute tanks. Corey just wanted a simple, clean seam welding around his tanks. It's one of the most failure prone parts of these old radiators, especially if they've been sitting a long time. Dean over at Fast Blast then took the radiators and shot them in a heat dissipating black treatment, which is really cool. Something special about these radiators also is that you cannot get the louvers for the front of your radiators in any color other than white. So Dean has a special plastic paint as well. He actually painted those black. Of course, a full engine rebuild. The entire engine came apart. The entire engine was vapor blasted inside and out. We went with a really cool stone gray Cerakote on the primary cover and a few other things mixed with that vapor blasting. Transmission in perfect condition. Brand new crank. You got all OEM crank bearings and transmission bearings. You got a Fathead Racing cylinder head from Luke over at Fathead Racing. Super cool billet cylinder head. You can actually pop the domes out of those and swap them out for a different volume or compression or different fuel type you would like to run. So awesome that you can do that. All of the exhaust valve assembly completely vapor blasted. Looks better than new. Choice pieces of Cerakote here and there as mentioned. Brand new pink radiator hoses. You guys love that on the carburetor. If you guys want to hack for the pink hoses, by the way, if you get on the 1992 CR250 Microfish on your favorite OEM supplier, I would choose Rocky Mountain because they help me out a lot with these builds. Go to the 92 CR250, go to the carburetor Microfish and order the hose. You'll get like a 800-foot roll of the pink hose for like 30 bucks instead of buying it cut by cut cut. So there's a little Honda hack for you guys that you can use on any dirt bike you build. This bike's also been key and swapped. So it's got a 38 mil striker from JD Jetting. Corey elected to get rid of the Mikuni carb that all of you guys seem to hate, the TMX in these bikes, on these last generation case reed fed engines. It absolutely barks, so that was a good call. Got the Moto Tassinari V-Force reed cage in it. That's pretty much a standard issue two-stroke mod, top 3 mod on a two-stroke. All the hangers have been rezinced for the foot pegs, foot peg pins rezinced, Kickstarter, shifter, brake pedal, all of that has been brushed and brightened up. If it was steel, like I said, it got rezinced. You got super sharp titanium pro pegs. I actually can't believe how many parts you can still get for these old CR250s. As far as the exhaust, we went ahead and got ourselves one of the carbon Kevlar Pro Circuit Stingers, and Dean at Fast Blast actually took Corey's Pro Circuit expansion chamber, vapor blasted it, including the Pro Circuit logo where it has the black inlays, vapor blasted the whole thing, brushed the whole thing, added the black inlays back into the Pro Circuit badge, blued all the welds with a torch, and then shot it with a high temp ceramic clear coat. So next time Corey rides this, if he's crazy enough to get it dirty, he's not going to be scrubbing his pipe with Scotch-Brite and WD-40 like you always have to do in these suckers. As for the chain and sprockets, the drive on this bike, we've got one of the indestructible Dirt Tricks rear sprockets, brand new actually Tusk 520 from Japan gold chain. Check those out. They don't stretch very often. The gold doesn't wear off of them. Little wire ties everywhere. Drilled all the brakes. Got some Tusk titanium banjo bolts in it, so we're actually able to add the safety wire. Very factory look. The stem nut up on the triple clamps. Little things like that. Some of the hoses like the fuel feed line or the radiator crossover. Just little things, little subtle things that make it scream, I'm a badass bike. Josh over at 3DP Moto 3D prints amazing parts for these. If you've watched previous CR videos on my YouTube channel or previous CR videos on Dirtbike's channel, Josh makes something I call a CR kit, where he makes the CDI sleeve that holds your CDI. Honda no longer makes that. He makes the wash flap that goes under your seat. Honda no longer makes that. He's got the servo motor door or cover, again obsolete from Honda. Brake line guides, you can put your name and number in them. So really sick. Now as far as tightening up the chassis goes, we went ahead and got all of our bearings from All Balls. They make every single bearing for this entire chassis. Unbelievable. We actually ordered those from Rocky Mountain. All the braking systems have been completely rebuilt. New caliper pistons, new caliper seals, all that stuff actually is made by All Balls too. So if you want to spend a ton of money on a OEM caliper piston, go ahead and do so. If you don't, you can actually get those. Wheel spacers, you can actually get those. They got a rubber O-ring inlaid inside the wheel spacer. Just little things that make the bike and the chassis super tight. Cables, hoses, etc. Rocky Mountain. Thank you guys so much, everyone I've mentioned, for being a part of this build. I got the best build team in the whole world. Colruyt over at Anchor Tape supplies the grip tape. The frame goes right into the vapor blaster. Get all the years of oxidation off of it. We did a 2-stage vapor blast on this particular frame, inside and out. It really helps you get all the dirt and years of abuse out of the inside of the frame spars in those webbings where you kind of just can't get a brush or your hands. So amazing tool to have in the shop. Of course, I can't forget that without Dirtbike, you guys wouldn't be seeing these bikes in this light. So a pleasure to come down to Southern California from Idaho, shoot these bikes with you guys. Thank you, Dirtbike. Thank you everyone for watching. Stay tuned. I've got another bike I brought, a 2003 KX250 that we're going to cover soon. And until next time, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.